Hi guys, welcome to an episode of the StormSharks podcast. Episode 2. I am your host Catatonic, and again I am with B Mike.
The darkness, the blackness.
B Mike's entire goal until Sal comes back is to try to get us canceled. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Before we continue, we'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. Plans change and life gets busy. That's why HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week. Mix and match lifestyle options to suit your needs like fit and wholesome, family-friendly, quick and easy, vegetarian, and more. And everything can be tailored to your schedule by adjusting your delivery date and even skipping a week when you're not able to cook at home. As the seasons change, so do their seasonal menus, which highlight peak ingredients and flavors of every season, pumpkin spice included.
And I think the main focus for our DBZ episode, because we are coming off of
the 90s nostalgia.
Well, not just the 90s nostalgia. We're finishing up Dragon Ball Daima, just kind of came to an end.
Yeah.
Which was Akira Toriyama's last
thing to us.
Yeah, the last thing that he made. And if you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend going to watch it. It was definitely made for the 90s fans, like the people who enjoyed the canon, the people who enjoyed the lore of the show, because it's kind of like, it gave us a lot of things that we wanted, right? So
Spoiler alert, Super Saiyan 4 is canon.
Yeah, so like it gave us Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, it gave us Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Ultra Vegeta 1.
My bad, Ultra Vegeta 1. That's right, he felt some kind of way about that. But and Daima takes place before
Super.
Yeah, before everything that happens in Super, that's when Daima takes place, in case anyone wonders it. But because Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball, we're gonna kind of take a few minutes to kind of go through the overall timeline canon in case you've never watched the whole series. You know, there is definitely 100% in order to watch things.
We're gonna do it to the best of our ability.
To the best, because we're not like professionals either, and like I haven't watched the stuff in a long time. But for people who do know, Dragon Ball has like a set timeline, which we're gonna like for conversation purposes, we'll call it Goku Prime. So
we're just gonna call it Prime.
Yeah, we'll call it Prime. And then there's multiple other timelines that we're going to break down so people understand where like other characters go.
Man, we'll only talk about like 3 of them. They're the only 3 that matter.
I mean, yeah, you know, we'll double check a few of them. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, Dragon Ball Z is the most popular version.
The GOAT.
But you know, Dragon Ball. I think people sleep on Dragon Ball, right?
People don't even know Dragon Ball exists.
Because like Kid Goku was an absolute menace to society. You know, I feel like if you watch
Power Pole, that damn Nimbus, damn Red Ribbon Army.
I think
if many of you don't understand why Jiro and the Red Ribbon Army and those androids hate Goku so much, go watch Dragon Ball, and then everything will make sense.
Yeah, in all honesty, if you watch Dragon Ball, it kind of makes sense where everyone comes from, right? Because Dragon Ball is really like Goku beats them up and then they become Goku's friend. Because Piccolo was a bad guy in that. You know, Tien, Yamcha, like Krillin was just like, that was his boy. That was his ride or die from the beginning. And Bulma and Chi-Chi. Everyone else is kind of like the ops. And then he kind of just like...
Tien doesn't really count because Tien beat him at the tournament.
I mean, just because he beat him, that don't mean, you know, it gets to a point.
Yeah.
Because there's only so strong Tien and like Yamcha and Krillin we're going to get being regular human beings.
Yeah, no, my dog.
In any other TV show, they're basically gods because ain't no normal human being flying around and shooting beams.
Facts.
But I think Dragon Ball as a whole show is kind of very slept on. It's a lot of story, which I think I enjoy. Which is, whereas like Dragon Ball Z is definitely a lot more fighting and like chasing. Right, because
so Dragon Ball, if we really want to just call it what it is, Dragon Ball focused on the Dragon Balls. Dragon Ball Z was focused on let's save the world
multiple times.
Dragon Ball Super was just Goku wanting to fight the strongest people.
Goku almost ends the world because he's playing with God. literally.
So I mean, they all do their respective things.
Yeah, but I think the reason Dragon Ball Z sits in our head so much is because like that's what we grew up with.
It had the most iconic scenes in anime history,
which we will come Well, we'll come back to that. But yeah, like, Dragon Ball Z was predominantly early 90s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Raditz saga, the Vegeta / Namek saga, into the Frieza saga.
I like how people break that up. Like it was all one saga. It was just the same saga.
Yeah, like but it just feels better because
when you break it up like that.
Because I think about it, if you're playing a video game, you can have multiple mini bosses, right? So it's like Raditz was a boss, okay, and then you got through like the tutorial boss. That was like Raditz, and then now you're finally on Namek. Like this is stage 1. But Vegeta is that mini boss that you're gonna have to beat a couple of times.
No, Nappa was the mini boss. Vegeta was the mini boss.
Nappa was a mini boss, but Vegeta is a reoccurring mini boss where he keeps coming back. He keeps coming back to mess with you.
It was only twice.
No, Vegeta's was like Knuckles in Sonic Knuckles for the Genesis, where like you thought you beat the level and he's on a cliff, and then the music hits and then you fall through a pit. So like Vegeta's the mini boss that kept coming back. Nappa was the guy. He was what we call like the team mini boss. Like everyone was like Chaozu scrapped with Nappa, Tien scrapped with Nappa, Yamcha. Like the rest of the team fought Nappa, and it obviously they didn't level up.
They all died.
Exactly, because it's like the Pokemon theory, right? The starter Pokemon's the strongest. Everyone else kind of struggles while you level up.
But Gohan didn't fight either.
Exactly, Gohan was training.
Oh, the Gohan was there.
Was he though? The one was hiding behind a rock.
Oh my god.
Nappa was just being a menace. Nappa was just being Nappa. All right. But yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, the Raditz, Vegeta, Namek saga, it's all one go.
Sand, Frieza.
But the way they made it feel, Android. They made it feel like different sagas.
They did.
Because there's no reason for Raditz to have had that many episodes.
Raditz had how many episodes he had?
Yeah, like 2 or 3. Just him showing up and fighting alone. So not including the 2 or 3 episodes prior, setting up for the season. So if you want to count it all,
yeah, like 5, 6 episodes.
Yeah, including to the transition, it was like 5 or 6 episodes. Well, and if you think about it, that's 6 weeks. That's a month and a half because you're only getting 1 episode a week.
There were more. He had those episodes, and then we call them fillers, and they had the fillers, and then next thing you know, Vegeta and Nappa show up wrecking shit.
Yeah, and back then those fillers were only like 1 or 2 episodes, so it's like they went quick into that Namek series.
Nah, because that Snake Queen, Snake Wave bullshit was unnecessary.
That's not a filler. That's Goku died, and we gotta figure out what he doing.
And then when he went to hell, and met up with the Heinz. I feel
Heinz. Don't quote me on it, but I feel like Goku spent more time dead in that early stages of DBZ.
He did.
Yeah, he spent way more time dead than he did alive, which is probably why Homeboy doesn't age, because he was dead.
It's true. Goku was dead for a whole year.
Yeah, while Gohan and Piccolo were training, aura farming. Because let's be honest, Piccolo don't start a fight. That boy be standing somewhere with his cape blowing in the wind. No wind on the planet. Just his cape be blowing in the wind.
Actually, I'll look it up while you continue the segment.
Professional aura farmer. Piccolo was all about that drip. You can look up the pricing on that stuff because someone actually looked up clothes very similar to what Piccolo wore, and it's like thousands of dollars. Yeah, so then we go from Frieza. We go a couple of fillers. And then, well, I guess towards the end of Frieza, right? Because they kind of went straight into it now. So like towards the end of the Frieza saga, when Trunks shows up, Trunks cuts up Frieza, and that's kind of where we start like separating the timeline stuff. So Trunks kills Frieza, tells Goku like, hey man, probably watch your health. Probably check those ramen bowls for you real quick because it don't work out for you in the future. And Trunks becomes the second timeline. Ooh. What'd you find?
So Goku's death dates are online.
Yeah, death dates like fillers.
So he died October 12th, age,
whatever, yeah.
761. And then died May 26th, age 767. But it said that he died age 779, but
the years in Dragon Ball make no sense.
Oh, this is when no, this still doesn't make any sense. Did Goku die in Super?
Goku died in Super. I don't think he did.
Yeah, no.
No, Goku did not die in Super.
Yeah. the internet is
It's fine.
defeated for the first time. Regardless of the fact,
we're gonna ignore them.
yeah. So we got these timelines that we gonna spit to y'all, right?
Yeah. So we were at Trunks. Trunks killing Frieza.
Oh my
Letting
god.
Goku know, check your health. Health is wealth.
First of all, let's just talk about this really quick. I don't care what anybody says, because if you pay attention to Super, Beerus is like all pissy about Trunks time traveling and all that other crap. But if you really want to really like be technical about it, him going back in time, it didn't really do anything. You know how the butterfly effect and all that other stuff, because Android or 19 and 20 ended up showing up before 17 and 18, but I feel like this is just my opinion, because I know some of you diehard Dragon Ball Z fans are probably going to come underneath the comments trying to be tryhards. But I honestly feel like Cell going back in time, that first time, fucked all that up.
Yeah, because Cell wasn't in either of the timelines.
Well, ironically, there was a Cell in the Prime timeline. They just, so this is what happened. So our Cell, which is what we're gonna call OG Cell.
Yeah.
OG Cell kills his Trunks to go back in time, because that Trunks kills the androids. He goes back in time. He goes underneath ground, just chilling and all that other stuff. So realistically speaking, one can argue that Cell was there the entire time, from, let's say, give or take, the Saiyan Saga.
Yeah,
it could be argued that he was there from the beginning, but if he was, then shit would have.
Yeah, he was just dormant.
Yeah. So who knows? We'll look it up some other time. But so Cell was underground. He was chilling, and then you get to the Trunks timeline where Trunks can't beat the androids. You know, we got our nigga Gohan, Master Gohan, loses his arm, dies.
The one arm wonder.
And then that Trunk goes back in time to warn Goku and give him the medicine for the time, or give him the medicine for the heart virus. Yeah. So that Trunks ends up killing Frieza, even though in his timeline, Goku kills Frieza using instant transmission.
Also, like, I know there's like a 40 million different kind of time travels and paradoxes. This one is not a continuous loop. So when Trunks goes back in time, nothing he does changes his timeline. His timeline is a doomed timeline for now.
A fallen timeline.
Yeah, it gets more doomed after that.
We're gonna borrow that, Zelda.
Yeah, so like no matter what Trunks does in the past to help Goku and them, that only affects Goku's timeline. It does not change Trunks' timeline for those people who are really into
that one episode when Beerus thought it would.
Yeah, so yeah, so just to clear that up, it's not like Looper where your past is the present, your present is the past, and your past is your future, etc., where it's already a set fated loop.
Yeah. So then you get Trunks doing all that, and one could argue that the only reason Trunks was able to go back to his timeline and wreck shop was because, you know, my dog spent 2 years in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Bro, Trunks went in like
he went in with Vegeta.
Yeah.
And then off screen, he went in again because they all went back in.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say growing up, the Cell saga was probably the most iconic and popular of the sagas. Not moments, but like overall, like
it was the most popular one.
I feel the Buu saga, despite its length, it felt rushed.
No,
because Buu was just kind of like just running through.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem with the Buu saga was, in my opinion. The Buu saga was supposed to be Gohan's coming out moment
with the Kai energy.
Well, not just that, but after Goku died, it was just, everything was supposed to be on Gohan.
Yeah,
but then he got weaker.
Yeah,
it was.
But the Buu saga, I feel like it could have gone a little longer.
I think it was perfect. I could have done without a couple episodes.
I mean, instead of saying take out episodes, I probably would have wanted more substance in some of the episodes. Because there was definitely a lot of staring around in some of those episodes. It was like Buu stares at you, they stare at Buu, Buu turns into candy, Buu gets a new form. It got spicy when he started splitting into different forms.
I mean,
and then Hercule, befriends OG Buu, little chubby Buu, and then Kid Buu was like the absolute menace to society.
To find out that was his original form, I was like, oh my
God. That was crazy to find out Kid Buu was the actual, like, he's OG Buu.
You know, the crazy part is, it's all Goku's fault.
It's always Goku's fault.
Because if he never pulled out Fat Boo,
every season is almost Goku's fault.
the Namek Saga wasn't Goku's fault.
Could have been.
How?
Could have just stayed dead.
No, he had to come back and fight Vegeta.
Nah. Especially in Super. Everything in Super is Goku's fault. Like, why would you think you could fight a god? And there'd be like no consequence in the future. And then Goku's like, oh, I want to fight the best people in the world. And Xeno's like, bro, I got you. And then we're going to put like everyone's planets in danger. And Goku's like, yeah, sure. Whatever it takes for me to fight. A lot of it's Goku's fault.
You know what? It's Goku.
Yeah. It's just easier to blame Goku than it would be to...
It all makes sense. It's Goku's fault.
Yeah.
If he had kept his mouth shut, a lot of shit wouldn't have happened.
Boy, be running his mouth all the damn time. But Super was weird.
Super wasn't weird. Super was fucked up. I'm gonna tell you why Super was fucked up. Because those first 2 seasons of Super were just the movies.
Yeah, I normally say, I don't even know if I would call them 2 seasons. I would just say like that first 22 to 24 something episodes.
Long it was.
Yeah, it was just
it was Resurrection X and Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, but like worse animation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because and people will, and you can look it up online. People will call it out. It's when Goku went Super Saiyan 3 to fight Beerus, and it looked like a kindergartner drew it. His hands were square. There was no facial expression, thin line. There was no details. It was an absolute blur.
The only thing that looked great, regardless of which way you looked at it, was the Maiboma.
Oh no, yeah, that's iconic. But yeah, it just felt like they could have just started straight after the movies. Because because imagine if they bring it back now. So now we got to go through Broly all over again. Even that. Think about it. 22 episodes. That's 22 weeks because you only get 1 episode a week. So we burn half a year rewatching 2 movies.
This is true.
Yeah. So it's like that could have all just been like, look, here are the movies. Here's the movies. Go back and watch that. We're going to continue from here. And then just kind of save us that time and put more time into like making the Tournament of Power what it was, because it was pretty dope. Tournament of Power was 48 minutes and we got ultra, like bare bone Ultra Instinct Goku.
Bro.
And then Daima takes place before Super.
Yeah.
And then in a separate timeline, we also have
GT.
We have GT. And GT kind of gets connected through the Dragon Ball Super Heroes that was on YouTube in order to promote their dual terminal machine.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call it outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! I just call it the dual terminal machine, the little gotcha machine things.
I don't know what they call it either.
But that show kind of brings in the GT characters, and they don't say it, but if you put the clues together, it's like the GT universe is basically the Xenoverse, like from the games.
It's great.
Because Goku 4, Vegeta 4 come in, and they're basically the space and time police as well.
It's great.
It's definitely underrated because it had like no advertising. It's all on YouTube. So I do guys suggest, like, all the fights are great. All the characters are great in that series. Super underrated. Daima, that was just lore. Akira just wanted to give us that show in 20-ish episodes answered like so many questions.
Bro.
Like finding out the Namekians are like technically demons. Like, you know, there's only split into 3 different categories.
Yeah.
They made 2 new Saiyan forms canon for us.
Now, how do you explain them not using them in Super?
I think it's more of it's one of those, it wasn't necessarily something that he wanted to use. Because isn't there something different about the Super Saiyan 4 forms than it is from the other Saiyan forms?
No, not anymore.
Because Goku, if you really think about it, a lot of the times, anytime he gets a new form, he neglects a lot of the other forms.
Yeah, that man spams 3 like a mug.
Because once he got 3, you rarely saw him go 2. He only went 2 during the transition to go to 3. Same with the 4. And then in Super, when he starts getting like, he went with the aura, with the red aura, right? The Super Saiyan God.
Oh, base Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, and then like
and then Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, then he gets blue. I'm not saying all that shit. There's too many letters. SSJ, SSJ. No, I got time. Okay, it's Super Saiyan Blue. Get with the damn program. Okay, so I feel like anytime he gets a new form, the other forms get neglected. So the reason my excuse to not seeing 4 in Super would be he got a new form. And once you get a new form, he neglects the old forms because he has a new.
Yeah, but if he had why did he use it against Beerus?
Well, also for 4, He had a tail.
That tail grew.
Yeah, but he had a tail in Daima. Didn't he get the tail back?
No.
Okay. No, that's GT.
Yep.
GT, he had the tail, and that's why he was able to hit 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Fuck it.
Homeboy's not here no more to tell us. He really left us with that. He's like, I'm gonna pass away with this plot hole though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the grave with this plot hole. And
Iconic moments.
So yeah, that's actually was going to be my transition. So Goku going Super Saiyan 4 for canon is I would say one of 2 times
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll crashed. And I say 2 because we didn't have Crunchyroll growing up in the 90s. We barely had YouTube, and we had that episode in 4 parts from a different language, and we just had to make sure we had all 4 parts.
What you talking about? Yeah, the internet was crap.
We had hopes, dreams, and Toonami. But, you know, it shutting down Crunchyroll is like...
iconic.
Not just iconic, but like Dragon Ball is such a globally impacting thing to society. Like, there's more Goku shirts than like most animes, right? You see a couple of One Piece hoodies, but you see Goku shirts, you see Dragon Ball shirts. Guys are hitting the gym to look like these characters.
Yeah.
Mexican cartels are literally stopping crime when there's a new episode of Dragon Ball. And that is the wildest statistic I ever looked up.
Did I ever show you the video, the reel of the Mexican cartel, the Jefe finding out that Akira Toriyama died? And one of his workers came in and he got mad because he's like, yo, why are you interrupting me while I'm watching Dragon Ball Z?
But like, you know how crazy it is though for like a Japanese cartoon to literally stop all crime for a day?
Bro,
that's gotta be the most peaceful day every week.
No one wanted to get Goku'd.
Yeah, so like it's crazy how that is. Like, Japan celebrated Goku going Ultra Instinct. Crunchyroll servers, they kicked the bucket.
Bro.
And it's like, I get it, One Piece Gear 5 happened and people try to overhype Gear 5, which was a hype moment for One Piece, but it didn't shut the servers down.
True that.
It's crazy the impact.
Let's talk about those moments for real. So, first of all, let's talk about the OG moment. Goku going Super Saiyan 1 will forever be one of the most iconic transformations.
Yeah, like
ever.
Not even just a transfer, like the whole setup for it, right? Yeah. Like Frieza kills Krillin. That's his boy.
Like, first of all, Krillin.
Well, I mean, like that was
chill out.
Krillin was his boy. Like, he just watched his boy get absolutely like domed, and that triggers something. And like,
first it was Piccolo first. Piccolo got domed first, even though he was still alive, and then Krillin got.
But like, what makes that such an iconic moment too is like we said, growing up in the 90s, we didn't have Crunchyroll, High Dive, Prime. We didn't have Netflix and all these outlets that give us anime. So you have to watch that Saturday night on Toonami, and you have to hope that you didn't miss it because that's all.
You weren't going back.
Yeah, that's all people were talking about, and it's not like there's a channel where you can go back and repeat stuff. So I think that's like him going Super Saiyan 2 is definitely a core memory.
Super Saiyan 1.
If you think of Super Saiyan 1, like it's always the new transformation outside of like 3. Because like 3 did not get the hype that the other forms have gotten.
Sir, it's because
3 kind of sucks.
What?
Bro.
First of all, before we jump to 3, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 in the Cell games, that soundtrack, that narration.
It was perfect.
Those tears.
That's a 10 out of 10.
In the post credit.
The amount of money that went into doing those tears, the budget was burned in that episode just for those tears. That was crazy. Bro. Made you want to cry. You know, you stood up and then
what was crazy about it is a lot of people don't realize that he cried after he transformed because people don't watch. As soon as they hear the ending narration come up, they change the channel.
Yeah, no.
So the following episode, my boy's not crying and he's mad as hell.
Back then you couldn't afford to cut before. You had to wait for that whole new TV show to come because you were missing a lot of vital information.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 3 now, bro.
With
Boo, right? When he was like,
before we even get there, just because you mentioned like Gohan having his own soundtrack, let's not sleep on Vegeta having his own soundtrack too. Vegeta with the final Flash setup against Cell, that music was bomb,
bro.
Like that's we got time. Let's just talk about the music for some of these moments.
When we heard that when he first went Super Saiyan,
that piano, fire.
Screw that.
The piano's fire.
It's the words. It's the story.
Vegeta's the perfect hype man. He got the right phrases all the time. Yeah, bro. But like that's another cultural impact, right? Like Team 4-Star building a bridge. Even though that series was not owned by Toriyama, even Toriyama himself like enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saw a bridge before they saw Z.
Which is why they went back to go watch Z.
Yeah, so watching a bridge, they went back to go watch Z. And a bridge is technically Dragon Ball Z Kai because it has no fillers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see like more fans come and watch the show from a different media outlet from a comedic point of view, because honestly, a bridge is so great.
We're talking about Vegeta's music.
Yeah.
Screw his music. His one-liners, does an android experience fear?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I used to be the perfect warrior.
Yo, that whole speech was wild.
Bro. I say that speech to a lot of people right now. Be like,
well, I'll put it up like right here. We'll just have it like right here. And I'll just mute us talking, and we'll just let the speech run. Because like, yeah, look, Vegeta has a lot of good speeches throughout the entire thing. Like when he gets on Gohan's case about like not living up to his full potential.
Yeah.
When they're in Super in the tournament, how like it's our job to surpass the gods and stuff. Like,
trespassing the dominion of the gods.
Yeah, like Vegeta.
I won't tolerate failure. I gave you everything.
Yeah, Vegeta be cooking. But the Final Flash soundtrack is really good. The first time Goku Black appears, that music, or I just added that to my Spotify for the gym. Like that music.
Ultra Instinct.
Oh, that's classic. The trumpets.
Actually, no, not even the Ultra Instinct.
The Ultra Instinct trumpets are like the most overused thing on TikTok too.
The Super Saiyan Blue soundtrack with the choir.
Oh yeah,
when he fought in the
preliminary.
Whoa.
Mike's goal is to play solo music. He's not a singer.
Right. The prelims. There you go.
Tryouts.
When they fought in that prelim tournament, the Zeno Expo. I knew there was an actual name.
Yeah. When they fight
when he fought the wolf?
The werewolves, yeah, with the poison. Yeah.
When he blasted that man, first of all, when he went Super Saiyan Blue, he stayed Super Saiyan the entire time. That man didn't go 1 inch up, didn't go 1 inch down.
Consistent.
That man went Super Saiyan 1 and he was bashing and toying with that nigga to the point where Gohan was like, that's that.
Yeah.
And he went through it and then he told them motherfuckers, hey, bruh. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I'm him.
And that's another impact moment, like I said, because like we've gone a few years now, before Daimo, we've gone a few years without any Dragon Ball, right? It was a couple.
It's so sad.
But the manga has not stopped. The manga has literally been all gas, no breaks, and everyone's ready for
wrecking shit.
Everyone's ready for like the moral arc.
I don't think we deserve it.
I don't even think we deserve it. I just think it's one of those like, I don't think it's gonna live up to the hype that we want it to be because Toriyama has passed away.
Yeah.
So it's one of those like, it's better to just let it be what it is than to try to bring out something and it kind of falls into mediocrity.
Because fun fact, a lot of people don't know, in the manga, Gohan's the one that beat Clefla. Yeah, not Goku. A lot of people don't even know that.
I definitely for Super I wanted more Gohan. How you gonna be the leader of the team and still get overshadowed? The disrespect they gave this man.
Hey.
He even took poison to the face. Like the disrespect.
He took the poison to the face and was still wrecking.
Yeah, because Gohan was him. He's the GOAT. Gohan, bro.
No. Goku was him when he went blue and all the gods was like, yo.
Oh, was that him when he went Ultra Instinct? The gods were like, oh, we don't like that.
Yeah, well, I think Goku in Super, even though he was just trying to be the strongest and have that whole thing, I think the gods, I don't think it was so much of a, oh, you're arrogant type thing. It was more of a fear thing. Like,
yeah, because they knew what the Saiyan race could do, and even if you think about it, they still don't know Beerus is the reason Frieza went to go blow up.
Oh my.
And Vegeta. Yeah.
Calm down. Yeah. You don't want Goku Vegeta to see this podcast.
Right? No, I would love for Chris Sabat to see this podcast. What do you mean? Like, I would love for the voice cast to see this.
But I think they just feared Goku, and then when he did the Ultra Instinct, first of all, the incomplete First of all, that
Goku did that because he knew Jiren was a threat. Because let's be honest, Jiren don't got no hair.
First of all,
Jiren don't got no transformations. That man just took his shirt off and got big.
Let's stop making it seem like Goku did that on purpose. It wasn't on purpose. That was a freak accident.
Yeah.
It was a freak accident.
But he didn't have a choice.
And he accepted it with pride.
He didn't have a choice.
Goku has no original skills. And everything that he does is a freak accident.
Goku is the ultimate copycat.
Like, yeah, Kakashi who?
He's the ultimate
Super
copycat.
Saiyan only got triggered because Krillin died.
Well, no, never mind. I was like, no, Gohan's the only person who has like his own move that only he uses.
That's not true.
Gohan has the Masenko.
That was Piccolo.
Was it though?
Yes.
Nah, he got special beam cannon.
No, that's a special.
Yeah, no, he passed that down. That was a hand-me-down move.
Nah.
Piccolo stopped using the Masenko the minute he gave it to Gohan. That's no longer Piccolo. That's Gohan.
Yeah, true.
Because Kami's still using the Kamehameha. He don't give a fuck what Goku is. He's still using the Kamehameha.
Everybody's using the Kamehameha.
Yeah, everyone uses the Kamehameha. He used Krillin's Destructo Disc.
Did it that one time.
He used the Solar Flare. He used Krillin's Destructo Disc. I'm pretty sure he even did the stupid bang
Wolf
shit. Yeah, the Wolf Fang.
Nah, he never did that.
Yeah, because no one wants to be a loser.
I'm gonna tell you who he didn't take anything from Chaozu.
Because Chaozu's only move is to blow up.
True. Piccolo. He ain't take nothing from Piccolo.
Well, Piccolo didn't really like
Vegeta.
Piccolo, but Piccolo didn't like really train with him the way the other guys did.
This is true.
Same with Vegeta. Like him and Vegeta started training in like the supers and stuff. But like
he literally stole.
If he took one of Vegeta's moves, he actually might have beaten Vegeta since Vegeta's 2-0 on Goku. Goku's never beaten Vegeta. Yeah. Goku's never beaten Vegeta. And even now,
the first time.
What first time?
Oh, that was Gohan.
Goku's never beaten Vegeta.
Second, oh no.
And even now in the comics, Vegeta's Ultra Ego is opposite to the Ultra Instinct. So the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Vegeta.
And that Majin Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 2, a win's a win.
Yeah, even
he snuck that, man. A win is a win.
You gotta take it where you can get him, man. You gotta take it where you can. No, Majin Vegeta was a menace. But like, yeah, the manga's still going, and the manga even today is one of the the highest selling mangas of all time. And
we can't beat villains either.
We can't beat nobody. I told you, he's dead just as much as the rest of the crew.
Damn.
Yeah. That's why I said
Goku's win-loss record is trash.
Gohan is low-key the main character of the show. Everyone's just obsessed with Gohan. Gohan's got more wins.
Krillin's got more wins.
Oh, well, we can't. He ain't gonna let that slide though. That's why when they did that sparring, he went straight to blue. I'm like, he's a human being. Krillin is 4'11" as a human being, and Goku said, "Yeah, let's spar," and went straight to blue.
Can we talk about how power levels don't matter? Because he went straight to blue, and was he holding back, or was Krillin kind of keeping up?
I told you, once he has another form, the other forms don't matter. That's why the power levels have never mattered.
First of all, Android 17 was keeping up with that ass.
Yeah. What's great about when they fought 17 is like that's the first time Goku ever fought 17.
That was the first time Goku ever met 17.
Because they never fought in DBZ. He was already eaten by Cell.
Yeah.
So if you really think about that, 17 had that potential back then.
No, you can't say that because realistically speaking, Piccolo was whooping that ass.
Yeah, but 17. Yeah, but Piccolo was 3 people in one already.
Yeah, but
he was the greatest warrior and a god mixed into one body.
Are we gonna compare Piccolo to Blue?
You mean Orange Piccolo?
No.
That's his new form. He's orange now.
We're not gonna even talk about the Orange Piccolo.
But yeah, like the manga is still one of the top selling mangas, and it's like competing against very popular animes and mangas right now. Like it's still going just as good as Demon Slayer did, Jujutsu Kaisen. It was up there with Attack on Titan, with One Piece, and like that's generational since Dragon Ball's been since like the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So like since the 80s to now, he's been just it's been constantly in the top 10, not necessarily number 1, but when you've been in the game for 40 plus years and you're top 10, like that's pretty damn good. Yeah,
it was what, 86, something like that,
sometime between 83 and 85
the manga came out. Yeah, anime was 86.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because obviously we got it later than Japan.
7 years, whatever it was.
But even back then, Dragon Ball was competing against big shows too, because they had like Sailor Moon to go against. They had Inuyasha was big back in the day too. Yu Yu Hakusho was huge. So
I think their only competition was Yu Yu Hakusho.
Absolutely. And even then, people were like, "Oh, Yu Yu just kind of feels like Dragon Ball."
Speaking of kind of feeling like something, all these cultural impacts that Dragon Ball Z has made for the community. And I'm not talking about just the anime community. I'm just talking about the community in general. I don't care what anybody says. That Hadouken is definitely a Kamehameha.
Yeah, video games. There's a ton of cartoons and TV shows that have like a one-off episode that's Dragon Ball related. And they're not like nobody shows either. They're like Gumball, Adventures of Gumball, Fairly Odd Parents, other animes,
and everybody goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and they always go to Super Saiyan. Sonic X was just Dragon Ball as hedgehogs because Super Sonic and Super Shadow are literally just Super Saiyan 2s.
And I was waiting this whole time to get to this.
I was waiting
segment.
for Knuckles to grow up and be Broly, but we never got that.
I've been waiting this whole time for this. Because Chris hates Gundam.
Why are we bringing Gundam back up?
Because I was watching Mobile Fighter G Gundam, the season I told you to watch, and I completely forgot. But those bitches go Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, so like
literally, I completely forgot. This man goes, "Oh, look at my Shining Gundam Super Mode," and guess what? It's gold.
Yeah, like a lot of big cartoons have had a Dragon Ball Z moment or Super Saiyan moment or a phrase or a quote. The same way that like there's a SpongeBob meme for everything, I feel like people casually be saying random Dragon Ball things, and sometimes they don't even know it's from Dragon Ball. They just say it because they see it on socials.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of music people listen to, they don't even know that it comes from that. And what's great about Dragon Ball is like it's still impacting like the current generation of kids too. It's like they're still watching that as like their first anime, or like someone's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this." There's people in the gym. Gyms are playing freaking.
The Olympics played Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, the Olympics. The Olympics had a ton of anime, a ton of different anime poses.
Let me see if I can
like
find that picture.
The gears. Some of them did the Kamehameha. I know in Japan they have like statues and stuff out there.
You know what else they have statues of?
It was pretty crazy to see like the impact that the show has had after all these years. So it's like it's kind of nice to see it too. Like as we get older, like people are still watching it. We don't have to be like, well, back in my day, Goku couldn't beat anybody, or you know, no one can beat Goku. We're much older anime fans. We are a lot more realistic now.
We're gonna talk about this. And hopefully I'm gonna show it to Chris. It goes back to the cultural impact. But hopefully Chris can get this on the screen when I show it to him. But for all of you guys that say that, oh my god, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, look at this.
Oh yeah, I can definitely post that up. You just gotta send it.
Look at this. Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, no.
When he puts it up, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
Goku's definitely
that guy.
Goku's definitely the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. We are realistic. We know he's not like unstoppable in any universe. Like we understand how things work.
Every death battle he fights Superman, he ends up losing at.
Well, I'm not even gonna talk about that. It's just like some people forget like who Sailor Moon is and all this other like altering reality people powers and stuff. Like
Bro.
Goku's good, but he ain't altering reality, you know. But yeah, it's always been fun because like that's the one most constant globally, and it's so great to see like it still keeps going. Like we literally are coming off the cusp of a whole new Dragon Ball for a whole new set of people with another core memory being unlocked with the transformations. Like I know a lot of people had their judgment about Daima, but I feel like if you have a lot of negative criticism about Daima, it doesn't feel like you're a real fan, right? Because that was all just lore. That was all fan service. It answered a good chunk of questions. It kind of give you like origin stories of where like certain races came from. And I feel
including
like,
the Majins, like
the Majins, the Nameks, the Kais. So it was really cool to watch. It gave us Kid Goku one more time.
Yeah,
you know, so it kind of feels.
Only could have given me Gogeta. That's S4.
Nah. We don't need that. We don't need
what?
We don't.
The most broken character in fighting game history has to be that nigga.
But like,
and you know he is.
Yeah, but it's like he's like ridiculously overpowered. But whatever.
Ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. I don't care. I'm gonna do. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Gogeta and Vegeta are the same person. Anyways, thanks for watching us. Please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you for our sponsors at HelloFresh. Go ahead and hit the links below. And if you got anything to say with some things that we've been said, feel free to comment in the descriptions and we'll tell you where you're wrong. And until next time, I'm Catatonic.
I'm Black.
Mike. And we will see you guys next time.
魔法と夢の国そこに入った闇と光の中運命を追う躊躇しないでこう